the Bridgestone Potenza RE-71Rs. So they have about, I don't know, 100 miles on them, if that. See how they perform at the autocross. One autocross day and these tires are getting severely worn. 24 hours of ownership. Alright guys, I'm just going to do a short little review of probably one of the best tires I've ever owned in my history of owning cars for the last, I don't know, almost 20 years. But these are the Bridgestone Potenza RE-71Rs. These are pretty much the go-to tires for pretty much autocross. The last autocross I went to, almost everyone and their mother had these tires and pretty much raved about them. And we're just getting awesome times. A lot of them upgraded from previous popular tires such as the Dunlop Durizas and Hankook RS3s, and pretty much they're saying these pretty much grip a whole lot better than the rest of them. I've also had a lot of tires. I've had the RS3s, I've had the RE11s, I've had the ever so popular Michelin Pilot Super Sports, and I can say off the bat, well, you know what, let me get to that later. First, I'm gonna go through some of the cons of these tires. Well, one is no secret, is road noise. You're gonna get a lot of increased road noise, especially if you're coming from, like, say, a Pilot Super Sport, or let me see, or even your stock tires. It's gonna be there. It just makes a lot of, I don't know, weird tire noises. One is increased wear. The wear on these tires are probably worse than the rest of its competitors. As you can see, you can just see the wear marks on mine. Hopefully they'll last about 10,000 miles. As far as wear, if you're not about that life of replacing your tires every year or every season, these are probably not the tires for you. One thing I will say, I have used these tires in 3 autocrosses. I've had about 3,000 miles on these tires already, and I can say I pretty much know how they handle and what their characteristics are on the road. One thing I should say is that at the autocrosses, compared to all the other tires, they're not as audible. They don't talk to you as much. They don't squeal as much until they get to its maximum grip level. Then they start to squeal. And one is a stiff sidewall. You know, your passengers may not appreciate, because one, with increased road noise, a stiff sidewall, like I said, that just comes with the territory with real performance tires. I would classify these probably about 2 steps up above the Pilot Super Sports. Those are the cons. I'm gonna go over some of the pros. So as far as the pros, these last 3 autocrosses I've done it in both dry and wet. I will say that at maximum grip level, they do break away very smoothly. You could tell when they're about to break loose, and which kind of gives you, more predictability, and you can pretty much gauge how far to push it around those tight corners. So, and they're very easy to catch. And one, they heat up very quickly. So, in autocross, they're pretty much less than a minute lap, so you don't have time to heat up your tires. And one, they're very stable in the wet. They kind of get very twitchy when there's a lot of standing water. So they're razor sharp steering response, way better than the stock tires, way better than all the other tires that I've owned, other than our compounds when they're heated up. But most of you guys are not going to order or use our compounds on the street. As far as predictability, it inspires a lot of confidence. You'll be amazed at how much grip these tires have. You won't be able to utilize this maximum grip on the road unless you're really driving like a douche or going at very unsafe speeds. One thing is they can be flipped, so if you wear out your inside or outside tires, you can pretty much switch them to one side or the other, so there's no inside or outside, so that's a plus. And one thing I will say, this goes back to response. The turning on these is just, oh my god, it's just razor sharp. So one of the better tires I've owned, and also one of the worst as far as when it comes to wear and longevity. So if you're in the autocross, if you're into track, I highly recommend these tires. If you're going for longevity, I do not recommend these tires. Go with the Pilot Super Sport or anything like that along those lines. So extreme performance summer tires, excellent. It lives up to the hype. I highly recommend these tires once again. So that's my quick review of the Bridgestone Potenza RE-71 tires. Hope to get a lot more miles out of these. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace out.